Hey kids, today we're going to continue our web design, and instead of doing HTML, we are going to be doing CSS today. What is CSS, you ask? Well, CSS stands for Cascading Style Sheets. And really that name tells exactly what this is going to do. First, we have to understand what the word cascading means. Kids, I know this isn't school appropriate, but I always think of those apple juice glasses at weddings when they stack those fancy glasses onto each other like a pyramid, and then they just pour the apple juice from the top and it fills all of the other glasses up. That is cascading. It's going from one to the other. You also might have heard the term cascading failure. That means when something starts failing, it is a sequence that everything is going to fail. That tells me CSS probably is going to handle all of the pages under my web page, not just the single ones like I've been doing. The second word is style. Kids, you know me, you know what style is. And it's the same thing here. Style is going to give us all of the pretty little things we want. So this is going to be adding the custom colors or animations without JavaScript. We can add borders, gradients, frames, you name it, kids. We can do all of this crazy stuff. And the beauty is we only have to do it usually under one document. And why just one? Well, that's the sheets part, kids. The sheet is just the one document that the majority of this will go on. Now, before we get a little too far into this, kids, there are definitely two types of CSSs. There are local ones, which have the word style in them, and those can be put right into your regular HTML pages. And then there's the global ones, which deal with colors, fonts across all of your pages. And that's really what we're going to deal with today. Tomorrow we'll get into the individual stuff, but today let's just look at it globally. If you look here at our example, what CSS is, well, kids, this is a great example right here. This just is dictating what color our page is going to be. Under all the headers, the color is going to be white with the text aligned in center. All paragraphs are going to be this Verdana font. Who knows how to pronounce that, kids? And the size is going to be 20 pixels. And really what we're going to do is we're going to insert this little code into our CSS sheet and see how it affects our larger web page. Are you ready to jump in, kids? Let's go and try it out. Before I go, I'm just going to click copy. We're going to jump back to our HTML editor here. And you can see currently I have the color is just a powder blue, right, kids? And while that works pretty well, if I go to another page, you're going to see it's white. I got to recode all the same stuff up. Kids, that ain't fun. I want to work smart, not hard. So let's do it. Let's go over to our style CS. We don't have anything there. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to copy and paste this in. Now, before I get too far, let's take out this part right here. This deals with the color of my background for just my index. And I don't want to put the same code over again, kids, because problems happen when you write the same thing over. Let's go ahead and pick a color. I'm not really feeling light blue here, kids. I'm feeling like a little purple. Let's get something ugly here, kids. We're going for a clickbaity site, right? So a purple background. That means now, if I go back to my web page here, and I go ahead and just hit refresh, ooh, there you see, we got magenta. Now the best part though, kids, if we go here, oh, it's not working yet. Why didn't it share that style? I wonder why. Let's go back and take a look at our code here, kids. And you can see in our index, we have this little part right here which actually links to our style sheet. So we have to link towards it. We have to tell the document, hey, go look over here for some styles or just references for our document. And what we have to do is we have to come into leaks, and I'm going to put this under my head because that's what I like to put it. And we are just going to copy and paste this in here. This is just the CSS. Now if we go back and we hit refresh on our page here, you see it now becomes magenta. And we go back to our page here and look, everything looks the same. But that's just the first part here, kids. Let's go back to Replit and let's really start adding some interesting stuff here. Now you're going to notice under my style CS, my headers can all be a certain color. Well, kids, let's be clickbaity on here. Let's go to like a neon green, like a really bright one. Let's see if we can find the ugliest color here. Ooh, no, let's go a little brighter, kids. We want something crazy here. That looks pretty good. So all my H's should be that color. Well, I'm just going to copy this right here. And I want to do the same thing for my paragraphs. And I want my paragraphs, let's just distinguish this. If you just hover over, it'll bring up this box, kids, just hovering. And let's go to yellow. Let's go to a really ugly yellow here. Oh, I love that. And we can change some other stuff here. Well, we want all of my text to be centered, kids. You know me, I'm a centering fool. And let's do some different fonts. Now, not every font, kid, is in there. So we have to be particular. And you can really just eliminate it and start typing the font that you like. So if I go CAL, it'll give me Calibri here, which is usually the font I use. So we're just going to go over there. This is the font family. And then for this one, it should be yellow. So let's go back here. And let's refresh our page again. And you can see, look, the font changed, and so did the change here. And also, when we go back to our other page, look, the font is the same. So across all of our pages, we can make the paragraphs all the same font, all of our headers the same color and font. We can center them, and we can only do it once, kids, without going through and putting the same center tags over and over and over again. And really, why are we using CS to do this? Well, kids, HTML was never, ever, ever, ever designed to format a web page. HTML was just created to describe the content. You have a picture in the middle. You have a heading over here. And kids, I probably haven't talked about this too much. We're on HTML5 now. But back in the day, when 3.2 came around, when they added all of these things, it became a real nightmare for a lot of developers. And basically, they got together, and the worldwide consortium, W3C, not to be confused with W3 schools, they came together and created this CSS and removed all the style formatting from HTML and moved it over. So back in the day, if you have some old adult units like myself, they might remember doing this all in HTML because that's how it was. But now, kids, we have a separate sheet for it. Next week, we're going to learn, hey, CSS wasn't designed to do all this, so we're going to add another layer to it, JavaScript JS. But that's down the road, kids. Don't worry about that. We're just going to worry about CSS today. And for today, we are just going through our page and we're updating it. So we're using a style sheet for our different pages. Now, you kids should have 3 different links to yours. You should have some internal, some external, some more stuff than I have here. So when you go through, you will have a little more to do. Don't worry about our script JS yet. We're not getting there. You should just be worried about the style sheet. And again, kids, we're not doing anything too fancy. We're not doing anything too crazy. We're just aligning all of our colors, fonts, sizes across our pages. And that's all this is doing. Are we going to learn more about CS? Absolutely, kids. There's a whole bunch of fun stuff to learn. But for today, we're just going to worry about this part. Well, what are you going to have to do again, kids? Well, again, you are just going through your pages. You're taking out any centers, any fonts, any colors, anything on your HTML pages, and you're moving it all over to your CSS page. And that's it. When you're done with that, you are good, kids, and you'll be ready for the next step tomorrow, which is going to be adding some more stylish CSS components. Hopefully you found this video helpful to add your first CSS sheet to your web page. As always, kids, if you have any questions, come see me. Otherwise, I'll see you on the next video. See you later, kids. Bye, bye, bye.